Welcome home. We are WNST. Towson, Baltimore. Baltimore positive. We got things happening all week long. Raiders and Ravens getting going on Sunday, and finally getting a home game here. And Lord knows I did some tailgating in my day. I did some television radio with this guy back in the day. Old Steeler. We don't always welcome Steelers on here, especially not when we're 0-1. We welcome Merril Hoge back on. Long time, first time, all that. Usually it's Super Bowls, but like you're doing this tailgating gig, Haji. What are you doing out there, man?
Yeah. Well, Nestor, I'll make it quick. I'll get right to it. If you're going to tailgate, you got to start with the TV, right? So the LG OLED B4 TV up to 83 inches keynote. That's a 65-inch. The visual tells you everything about the 80 million self-lit pixels. Okay, that's why that picture is so incredible. It's great outdoor. It's not an outdoor TV, but it looks great outdoor. Crystal clear picture. Got to have that for games, especially when you watch the Ravens. And Dolby Sound's got to be outstanding, and up to $1,400 off select sizes. So
I'm a concert guy. So if I can get a concert on here too, then I'm good. You know, I'm all for
You'll get it. And then you got to have everything powered up, and you can't lose power. Okay, I thought this was a cooler. Okay, this bad boy right here will power everything all day for your tailgate, your home game. It's the Jackery 1000 V2. Critical. Does everything from music, TV, grill, phone, you name it. And it charged with this solar panel. So you know if you're going to overtime, you're going to be okay. Use code HOMEGATING at jackery.com, $200 off the regular price. And then you got to eat, okay? Look at that right there. It's all I need to show you. But it's the new Sonic Smasher. Premium cheeseburger, $7. Hand smash, made to order, Angus beef. I tell people it's easier to buy them than it is to make them.
And makes then me want a milkshake, though. Honestly, I mean, there's a Sonic
and
right
you can
around
get
the corner
that too.
For me. Yes, okay.
Sonic would like that. Just get a milkshake to add in there. And then lastly, the Cricut Joy Extra DIY smart cutting machine. Okay, it looks like a printer, but it cuts everything. It made this right here. I know this is not a fan favorite there, but it could be Ravens, you name it, your favorite player. Fitness is a small space, so you don't need a room, but it's a game changer. I mean, koozies, coasters, logos, players, you name it. You can doll everybody up, and you can be all ravened in for the tailgate.
And can it shred that towel,
under $200.
That terrible towel you have over there? Can it do that or no?
No, it's not a shredder. It's not a shredder. It would only, but you could put Raven stuff on it. So it's under $200. So you can do a lot of things, especially if you have a little bit of skill with this. This thing can be magic for your entire team. So you put this all together, it'll be a great tailgate before the real thing, the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you got nachos going there. You got it all going on.
Oh, we got it all.
We had all that last Thursday night for the kickoff because, you know, we did it at home because the game was in Kansas City. We did some special brisket and barbecue. It didn't work out so good. I mean, this whole, like, Mahomes-Lamar thing, it's starting to bum us out a little bit here to start the season, Merril.
Well, listen, you guys were closer. You know, they're the world champs for a reason. So it isn't like the Ravens are the only team that has a problem with them. Think about it. Like everybody has a problem with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, the one thing that I've always said, because I use the Ravens as an example all the time, they're always going to be in every game. And the reason they're going to be in the game is because in our league, there's two things you got to do. One, most importantly, you have to control the tempo and the environment of the game in the NFL. And you do that by the way they run the football, the way they stop the run. And then there are other phases that build on them, make them, you know, a high quality championship type of team. Just making those extra phases in the passing game and building those extra phases and being consistent is really their next step. And they're getting closer to that. You know, they're a dangerous football team. I don't care where you play them, and I don't care when you play them. You know, you got to respect the Ravens. And I know the Kansas City Chiefs are the hurdle right now, but I think they're the hurdle for everybody.
Man, you're in peak physical condition, and I tell you what, maybe you could come back and be that factor back, but we brought Derrick Henry in to be that guy. You got to give him the ball. It's an odd mix with the pistol in the offense and trying to get under center and what Henry does well, and a really neophyte offensive line that really struggled against the Chiefs. I don't know how it's going to go against the Raiders. Good front seven and Max Crosby this week, but running the ball and Derrick Henry, I love the acquisition of him. I just want to see him take the car out and drive it.
Well, listen, I know it's a little bit of a different ask because of Derrick Henry's style. I mean, the key in the National Football League to be an effective runner, I learned this from Chuck Noll. I remember my rookie year, he stopped the play when I was running. I had done a little dance. I was kind of hesitating, and then I hit the hole, and he stopped the play, and he's like, you want to make big runs? You want to be good in this league? And I was thinking it's a trick question. I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, get in the hole. We don't have time in our league to mess around. When you have a seam, you have a crack, get in the hole. If there's a yard, get me 2. If there's 2, get me 4. And then you eventually get the big run. And actually, that was Derrick Henry's biggest struggle when he came in the league. Once he got over that hurdle and he became a decisive and downhill and go at that, attack the line of scrimmage, he's become a better runner. Now, it's a little harder from how they do it from the pistol and, even the shotgun aspect. But, I think that they'll mold around him. They'll probably get under center a little more to help it when they need to really feature him on a particular game. But, he had some effective runs. He scored when you got down there, and you got to have somebody that can finish runs. And once you get inside that 5, and you do have a guy that can do that.
Merril Hoge is our guest. He's got big screen TVs. He's got tailgating stuff. He's got generators to make sure we don't lose power. He's got burgers and sliders from Sonic and all sorts of good things. Steelers for you. And looking at this all season, look at where Mike Tomlin is now, 17 years into this thing. We're a few years out on Roethlisberger, and you make mistakes on quarterbacks and keep trying. Where are you on what the Steelers are doing in their program? Because I know you're near and dear to that one.
Yeah. Well, they're doing what they have to do based on who they have and all the new learning and the personnel that exists. I go back to what the Ravens did. I use the Eagles as examples. I use the Lions as example. The Lions built where they are today from the ground up. They did very similar to what Baltimore did. They're going to run the football. That. They're going to do it effectively, and they're going to build phases off of that. And they still commit to their running game. Philadelphia did that, got them to a Super Bowl. And then they got away from it. Now they're back to it. So there's just 3 examples of the critical component of that running game. So the Steelers have built that. Each quarterback's going to complement that. Now, what quarterback can take them and grow to different phases in the passing game? That's what everybody's trying to see and evaluate. I think Justin Fields may have the better chance of doing that based on some of his abilities. He's a better athlete. And he really hasn't had a fair shake because he's had a new coordinator every year for 4 years. So you really don't know what he really is capable of, but is he capable of growing that phase in the passing game where you're not just a complement, you can do other things off of the passing game. When you do that, then you become more of a championship team. Right now, they're good enough to stay in games, and it's going to be a fist fight at the 50. But they're not good enough to win a championship right now. Those phases will have to be built as the season grows.
Merril Hoge got some championship tailgating going on. He is joining us here in a short window to talk about great food and great football. It's always good to visit with you, man. Stop back a little later on in the year. We'll evaluate this Steelers-Ravens thing. We got to worry about the Bengals. I think the Browns are about sunk already. It's week 2, but we can have a little bit of fun with that. Merril, make sure somebody eats those cheeseburgers before they fall apart there. I see that cheese melt. It looks delicious, man.
Yeah. Nestor, it's not going to be a problem. I think we got plenty of people to take care of that.
Well, you look like you're in peak physical condition there. Look like you've been after the celery sticks and the carrot sticks there. Take care of yourself. Keep looking good. Stay healthy, Merril.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it,
Merril Hoge joining us here on behalf of a whole bunch of friends at Sonic and LG and a whole bunch of folks out there, and Lori as well. We appreciate that. In lieu of our Super Bowl missions that we used to do all the time, great to have Merril Hoge aboard. I'm Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. Back for more on Baltimore Positive right after this.